Good morning, preteens, and welcome back to another Sunday morning lesson with me. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm so glad you are watching this lesson. I hope you've had a great week. I hope it's been not too stressful. I know we're coming down to the end of the half of the year, end of the semester, and it can be a little tiring now and then waiting for the break to come for Christmas and to enjoy a couple weeks off. So I hope that you are doing well, and I hope that is not going too hard for you. This week we are continuing our Advent series, Christmas Presents, and today we're talking about God in the mourning. And by mourning, it's mourning, like mourning, like grieving, sadness, more of an action instead of like the morning or the nighttime, and so that'll be a little difficult for us because mourning is really a hard thing to dive into. It's really sensitive and it's hard to talk about, but I think it'll be a great lesson, and I think it'll be really comforting for those of us that mourn or have done that before, grieved, lost someone, or one day it will happen and you will grieve and you will mourn someone you've lost or something. And so with that being said, let's dive in. First announcement though, because I always forget to do the announcement before I say let's dive in, is our Christmas experience is happening on December 20th, and it is from 4 to 6 p.m. And that is a drive-through nativity, Christmas story, funness, and it's going to be so awesome. I am at the S'mores station, which, as we know, is probably the best station, honestly. And so if you would like to volunteer, if you and your family would like to volunteer to be a part of the nativity, we have roles for actors, roles for being part of the parking lot situation because it is a drive-through. You can be part of anything you want to be, and we will find a spot for you and your family. So I would love to see y'all volunteer on that night or afternoon, and I hope to see you there. So now let's jump right in. We are reading one verse for this morning's lesson, and it is in Matthew. It's Matthew, which is the first gospel, the first book of the New Testament, and it's going to be in chapter 5, and it'll be verse 4. Matthew chapter 5, verse 4 says, "Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted." I thought this was very appropriate for our lesson this week, and I want to talk about mourning for a little bit. Mourning is maybe someone we know has died, maybe someone close in our family has died, or most of the time we mourn as grief and because someone has passed away. But mourning can be for a lot of different things. We can mourn a pet. Maybe a pet has died. We can mourn something going really unexpectedly wrong. It could be about a situation. It can be any news we've gotten over someone. Maybe they are sick now. Maybe they've been diagnosed with a disease. We can mourn over a lot of things other than death, but a lot of the times it does have to do with death, or it's something we may think leads to death. And death is really hard to talk about. Maybe some of y'all have never experienced death in any way. Maybe you've never lost a pet. Maybe you haven't lost anyone close to you. Maybe you know someone who has lost a grandparent or a parent, or just something tragic happening in their life, and you were there with them through that. And maybe you mourn a divorce. Maybe you mourn losing your best friend. Like they just don't want to be friends anymore, or y'all have just grown apart. Maybe they move away. Maybe just things that are, maybe it's like you're losing them, and that can be just as hard. And so this verse, even though it's very short and it's one verse, is really comforting in and of itself when it's saying, "Blessed are those who mourn, because they will be comforted." And you can find comfort in many, many ways, and all of them are blessings from God. Whether that is you're mourning and you go to your parents for comfort and for consolation and to feel a little bit better. Maybe you go to your friends, maybe you go to God. Maybe you watch a video on what's happening, maybe to watch someone else have that same sort of experience so you can feel like you're not alone. Maybe you listen to music. I know I listened to a lot of music when I was going through a lot of stuff at y'all's age too, and I still do that, and it's something I find a lot of comfort in. And of course my close friends and my family. But mourning looks very different, and dealing with that, going through that mourning, looks very different for everyone. And there is no right or wrong way. There are some healthy and unhealthy ways, but one amazing way is to go to God in that. And sometimes that can be hard because we can't see God, we can't really touch God, you know, we can say that we can feel him, but sometimes we don't feel him, and that's real, that's okay. But it can be difficult to go to God because we don't get something instant back. Like, we don't get a response, like someone talking to us right then and there. You know, we sit kind of in silence, and that can be really difficult sometimes. But maybe when we go to God in this type of mourning, we know that there's going to be silence there, but what can we do to help us kind of break that with our conversation to God? Maybe it can be talking out loud to him. Maybe it can be understanding that the silence isn't nothing. It's not silence because there's nothing in response, nothing in talking to God, but the silence is there to listen. The silence is there to comfort you and to know that you're in a safe place with God and that everything is going to be okay. It's just really hard right now. So I hope that you take this lesson to heart. Maybe when you do mourn a situation or someone you've lost, maybe you have before, maybe you've lost a pet or a grandparent, or something's happened unexpectedly and in a negative way. And so I hope that you can go to God in the morning, in the sadness, and that you'll read this verse when you do feel that way, and to feel comfort after you do that. So I hope y'all have a great week. I know this is kind of a sad feel of a lesson, but there's joy in that comfort, and there is reassurance and rest in that comfort, and that is something I want y'all to know is there in this love with God. So yeah, I hope that y'all have a great week. I hope that it is not too hard. School's coming down to the break, and I hope to see y'all at the Christmas experience on the 20th. That is in a week from the Sunday that this is getting put up. So I really hope to see y'all there, and the volunteer link is down below if you would like to sign up and volunteer your family and to be a part of the nativity or any part of signing up and volunteering. I hope to see y'all there. I will see y'all again next week. Bye.